I talk a lot about day in inventory, about inventory turnover, and in today's video, I want to show you guys how those things affect your revenue, your business. I am going to show you how you can double your revenue using, like, improving your average day in inventory for your Amazon business. So before we start, as a lot of you guys asked me to make a Discord server, so I made one. We are not a lot. Join it so we can talk, we can hang out, and I can help you. It's going to be super easy. We are not a lot. This is still a small channel, as I already said. So it's going to be super easy for me to help you guys. So link in the description. Join it. Let's hang out together, right? So let's get into the computer. Here's a spreadsheet. Once again, I made it beautiful for you guys this time. See, I used a lot of colors, but let's not look too deep into that. So let's look at the spreadsheet. So we are gonna look at three things. So here's my business today. Okay, so the average item stays for 60 days in my inventory, like unusual. Not really in my inventory on Amazon, but it takes me around 60 days from when I buy an item, like from when I buy an inventory to sell everything is going to take me around 60 days, right? My average return on investment is around 70%. My inventory turnover, meaning what is the inventory turnover? It's the amount of time you are going to sell your inventory in its entirety in 1 year. So in 1 year, I will flip my inventory around 6.08 times, right? So decreasing the average day in inventory will increase the number of times you will flip your inventory. So if you want to see compounding, this is where you are going to be able to use leverage, right? And then the current capital. So for this example, we are gonna assume that we have $100 of capital, okay? And after 1 year, with all the current parameters, it's like if you keep reinvesting your money all the time whenever you get a sale, you do not take any money out of the business. After 1 year, if you start with $100, if you get pretty much the same number as me, you will get to $2,523 of capital. All right? So, as I said, there's really three levers that you can use to exponentially grow your business. So if we want to increase that number after 1 year, sorry, there's three things that we can play with. The average return on investment. The average return on investment, the average return on investment for each single for every single product that you sell. We can decrease our day in inventory, so sell items faster, and we can just increase our capital, right? So these are the three things that you can play with to increase your potential revenue. So to increase the amount of money you will have in 1 year. So today we are going to look at how much we should increase or decrease each one of those three things to be able to get double what we would have gotten if everything stayed the same. Okay? So we are going to look at, let's start by the end, because I think this is the one most people actually, this is the thing most people actually play with, and this is injecting more capital, right? So instead of having $100 of capital, you will need, if you want to increase your potential revenue, you will need to inject more capital, right? So if you wanted to double your revenue, so right there, so if after 1 year you would have been at $2,523 with $100, you would have needed to double your capital, right? So instead of having $100 of capital, you will need $200 of capital, so $100 more. It's easy if you start, of course, because if you only have $1,000 of capital inside of your business, if inside your whole business you have $1,000 of capital, it's pretty easy to double, right? No, if you have $50,000 of capital, if you have $100,000 of capital, it's not that easy to double. It's not that easy. So all those different levels you can play with, it will not be the same for each of you guys. So like you need to look into what you can improve, what is the easiest thing to improve, to pull levers and increase your business. So if you are starting, if you only have $1,000 of capital, it's pretty easy to find another $1,000, right? It may not be easy all the time, but it's probably gonna be the easiest thing for you. Now you need to understand your numbers. You need to make money first. You need to understand the business. Don't go and inject $10,000 if you do not really know to source. If you never really, if all your products are tanking, because you are going to lose more money. If you lose more money, if you are losing money as of right now, if you inject more money, you are just going to lose more money, right? So as I said, if you are if you are more advanced, it's not always easy to double your capital, right? So if you have $50,000 in capital, it's not easy. Everybody's not going to be able to inject another $50,000 of capital, right? So instead, you want to put a credit line on your home and stuff like. But for most people, it is not going to be easy, right? So here's a couple of things that you can do if you want to increase your capital. So you can get loans. There's Amazon loans, so you just go to your bank. You can use credit cards. I'll make another video on financing, like how you can finance your Amazon business. You can just get money from your personal saving as well, but I'll make a video on loans, I'll make a video on credit, or you can use credit to leverage your Amazon business. But make sure, before I do this video, actually, I want to make sure that I make videos so you guys can understand your numbers better and have the tools, because I do not want to promote credit if you guys do not have the tool, and I know some of you do not have the tool, so this is why I'm really reticent to make this video right now, and I want to make sure that I give you the tool to understand your numbers, to understand your day in inventory, to understand your inventory turnover. I need to make other videos about that, but you really need to have the tool and really understand your numbers before you start using any credit in your business. You need to understand how long it's going to take you to repay this credit, and if your business can actually support it, right? But of course, loans are always, credit is always a solution if this is your bottleneck, if capital is your bottleneck. Like if you want to increase your capital to increase your revenue, right? But it's not the only thing that you can do. A lot of people think that's the only thing that they can do, but I already told you that it's not. So there's two other things that you can do. As I told you, there's three levels. So there's money, injecting capital. Then there's the average return on investment of each of your items. And then there's the average day in inventory. So let's just look now at the first. And by the way, I will leave this spreadsheet. If you want to play with it, you can modify stuff and everything. I will leave it in the Discord. I'll make a channel with it. I need to work on the Discord because I'm shooting this video the same day. The Discord is not ready yet, so I will need to work on that after this video. But I will leave it in the Discord if you want to play with it, if you want to plug your own numbers and see like how you can work with your business and increase your revenue, right? So let's see how reducing the average days in inventory can impact your business. So if you wanted to do the same thing, so with the current parameters, if you were at 60 days, like your average day in inventory was 60 days, you were around 70% return on investment. If you did not want to inject more money or increase your return on investment, if everything else stayed the same, you would just need to shave off 10.6 days, so 10 days and a half on your average return or on your average day in inventory for your items, right? So if you already have $50,000 of capital inside your business and stuff, or 100,000, 200,000, this is something that you should really look at, because shaving 10 days, like let's say you have $100,000 of capital. What is going to be easier for you? Shaving 10 days off your average day in inventory, or finding another $100,000? I'm pretty sure that shaving 10 days will be way easier, and this is why in other videos, I do not have $100,000 in capital, but this is why in other videos I told you guys that this is what I am going to be focusing on in my business personally, because I know that there's some, like I can shave some days easily and flip my inventory like more times throughout the year. So just by shaving 10 days, in 1 year, you are going to flip your inventory once more. So 1.3 times more. We were only flipping on inventory 6.08 times, with 6 days in inventory on average. With 49.39 days, so let's just say 49 days, you are gonna flip your inventory 7.38 times. So super easy. It's way easier. Like, if I want to double my capital in 1 year, it's gonna be way easier for me to shave those 10 days than to double my capital. It's gonna be way easier and way less risky, right? So this is actually the level where there's the biggest amount of things that, in my opinion, you can do. So as you saw, guys, on the right, I put possible solutions that you can, things that you can take action on to fix this problem. It's not really a problem, but like to take action to reach the same number, to do the same thing, right? So when it comes to reducing average days on inventory, there's actually listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you can do. And I'm going to talk about FBM first. Doing FBM, you are reducing your average day in inventory by a lot, because you do not have to ship your items to Amazon. You do not have to wait, like let's say you have long check-in times, you don't have to wait for that. So by finding more FBM leads, and I have a couple products that I sell FBM and that I sell every single day, so by doing this, if you can do it, of course, because no, everybody is not able to do it, but if you can do it, if you have the time, if you have the capabilities to do it, you should do it. Go with FBM. Find more products that you can sell doing FBM. Look at Hazmat. Hazmat products are a great way, like, because there's no FBA. Offers more time than not, because I can sell FBA. I can sell Hazmat as FBA, but I never do it because it's super easy to sell them as FBM. So doing FBM is a super great, like, it's a great way to cut down some days on your average days in inventory. Another thing you can do is increase the frequency of outbound shipment you send. So if you send shipment to Amazon once a week, try to split it in 2 and do it twice a week. So let's say, for example, you do it every Monday, do it every Thursday, Monday and Thursday. That way you will have more, like, your items will get in stock way faster, right? So this is a little way you can shave down. You can also choose suppliers who ship fast. So some website, if you do online arbitrage, if you've done it for a little while, you will notice that some websites take a long time to ship. Some websites if there's a few websites where if you buy quickly, if you buy often, you are gonna get next day or second day for free, right? If you reach a certain status on the website. Maybe ordering more from those websites and trying to get away from the websites who ship slowly, from the websites who choose like ground shipping and it takes 3 to 8 days. If you reduce that time for which the time it takes for you to get your items after you purchased it from your supplier, this will shave off some days as well, right? So another thing you can do is find more leads, because if you find more leads every single day, you can be more selective, right? So be more selective, choose leads, choose products who sells faster. This will shave off some days as well. Last thing you can do is forecast the demand for a listing, for a product, more like, if like, you need to be more accurate, so that way you can purchase the exact amount of inventory you will need for the specific day in inventory you want your inventory to have, right? So do not buy 3 months worth of inventory for a product if you want your average day in inventory to be 45 days. If you want your average day in inventory to be 30 days, right? It's common sense. If you buy too much, it's going to take you way longer to sell it, and it's going to drag your day in inventory. It's going to make your day in inventory, your average day in inventory, bigger, right? So that's a couple of things you can do. If you have any other ideas, leave it in the comments. And once again, this is going to be in the Discord channel, so we can discuss about it in the Discord channel if you want to. And yeah, so you will need to double your revenue, to double your projected revenue. You will just need to shave off 10.6 days if you are at 60 days, 60 day in inventory on average, just like me, right? So The last lever we are going to look at is the return on investment. So if you want to double your capital after 1 year, your projected revenue, you are going to need, if you are at 70% return on investment, you are going to need to bring your average return on investment from 70% to 90%. And guys, in my opinion, this is really, really, really not easy. This is a lever that's really hard to activate, because to go from on average 70% to 90% is going to be super hard, especially if you are in a period where there's not a lot of sales and stuff like that. It's going to be super hard for you to do this. So this is a shift I made in my business. I'm way more, and I know that my average return on investment is gonna decrease as of now, but I'm way more, how to say that? How should I put that? I'm way more interested in product that sells super fast than product that have great, like super great return on investment. No, I still want to get a good return on investment, right? But my focus has shifted on products that sell fast. No, most of the product that I buy, like if I buy this product this week, I'll send it to Amazon. Most of the products I buy start selling in 10 days, not even 10 days, right? So like 1 week after my shipments was sent, I dropped my 1 week after UPS picked up. My God, I don't know if you guys hear that, but they're doing some work on my building. I don't know why, but whatever. So usually my product starts selling 1 week after UPS picked up my boxes, right? So I'm really focusing on that. My average return on investment is probably gonna drop a little bit, but I see that like if I can sell all my inventory in 2 weeks after I send my boxes to Amazon, the growth my business is gonna see is gonna be exponential. It's gonna be amazing. So increasing the return on investment for me is the hardest lever to pull. There's a few things you can do. Same thing, you can just find more leads and be more selective, but it's really a hard lever to pull. It's really, really a hard lever to pull. Now, if your return on investment is, and of course it all depends on where you are with your business, but you need to understand your numbers. If your return on investment is at 20% on average right now, you can do better. You can do way better. So a few things that I should have added for beginners is working with high rewards credit cards, being better at manufacturing margins, right? This is a big thing as well for that specific, if you want to pull that specific lever. Now, if you already have a great return on investment, like I have a great return on investment, my average return on investment is at 70%. I'm pretty sure it's trending down right now. It's trending down and it's going to be closer to 50% on average. But I'm also selecting a lot of product that sells way faster. So at the end of the day, the return will be positive. If my calculation were right, the return will be positive because I'm trying to get way better at forecasting demand and getting the right amount of inventory. Like most of the time, I would still buy the whole inventory on the website if it's a really good product and it makes sense for me to put the website out of, like, to make sure that it's out of stock so nobody else can jump on my listing. But yeah, my average return on investment is going to trend down, and it's fine because I sell my product way faster than I used to. So to conclude, if you want to double your inventory, if you want to double your projected revenue after 1 year, so if you start with $100, you are going to be, if you have the same number as me, those $100 are going to turn into $2,523 if you reinvest every single bit of profit that you get from those $100, right? So if you wanted to double that, if you wanted to bring this to $5,046 after 1 year, you are going to need to reduce the average inventory by 10 days, which in my opinion is pretty easy. You will need, if you wanted to pull the return on investment lever, you will need to increase your average return on investment by 20%, okay? Which is not easy in my opinion, except if you are really bad at this, if your return on investment really sucks, right? And last thing, if it's capital, if you want to double, you just need to double your capital. That's it. So try to diagnose your business, see where you are lacking. If it's capital, find a way to inject more capital. If it's your average return on investment, find a way to increase your return on investment on average. And if it's the average in inventory, if your items take too long to sell, I give you a few possible options that you can take, right? So I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Join the Discord channel if you want to hang out. I'll see you over there.